Hey guys, Alex here from the Relegation Zone podcast without Greg today. He always starts the episodes by saying, joined as always by Alex, but we're not always together. A bit of a different episode here. I'm going to take you through my day today, which was a day out to see Arsenal lose to Borussia Dortmund 3-2 in a preseason friendly at the Emirates. What was I, a West Ham fan who runs a podcast with a Spurs fan, doing there? Well, one of my best mates is an Arsenal fan. We went to the Emirates Cup together 15 years ago, half of our lives ago, to see Arsenal draw with New York Red Bull and subsequently not win the Emirates Cup. That was Henry coming back to Arsenal with New York Red Bull. So I know we always have this joke on the podcast that I have a soft spot for almost every Premier League team, it seems. But my granddad supported Arsenal. My friends who supported Arsenal growing up, genuinely really sound. I know most people complain about the Arsenal fans they know. But look, I was lucky. I am lucky, I suppose. And Joel's a great guy. And yeah, nice to go along together. Can't read too much into Arsenal's performance, obviously, although it was a pretty strong starting 11. But yeah, incisive balls going forward. Odegaard was great, but he was hooked on 30 minutes during one of the hydration breaks, because there were those. Nothing Arteta can learn from him that he doesn't already know. Defensively, Arsenal caught out way too easily. But yeah, without further ado, I'm going to take you through the day. So here we go. So first things first, yeah, I've got a bit of a soft spot for Arsenal, but I obviously couldn't show up in Arsenal colours. I put on one of my Germany shirts. It felt like a slightly pro-Dortmund one in a sense. This one from like the vintage football shirt shop in Whitechapel, only 30 quid. It was on discount, and my girlfriend got it for me very kindly. But as a slightly short man, she wisely picked... Sorry, I'm the short man, not her. She picked out a large kids one or an XL kids one. So yeah, like I say, 30 quid, cash back. I considered white shorts, but they looked even more full kit wanker than the black ones I opted for. I made the walk to Rotherhithe Station and headed for Highbury and Islington. My coach was packed with Arsenal fans. I was absolutely cornered. Good job I was not in complete Dortmund kit or anything like that. So Joel and I walked from Highbury and Islington Station to the ground. Joel had actually been in Dublin earlier in the week to see Arsenal play Real Betis in another friendly where they lost 3-1. So yeah, here are Joel's on-the-spot thoughts about that game.
Wasn't the best, a few defensive mistakes, but look, it's only pre-season. A lot of the players have been away for a long time. So
who got the goal?
Who scored the goal? It was actually from a set piece. Funnily enough, Hincapié scored from a corner, but overall a few positive signs, but it's sloppy, but it's only pre-season.
Was there anyone who stood out as playing particularly well on the Arsenal team?
No.
Like I say, it was a pretty strong starting 11. Kepa, White, Mosquera, Gabriel, Calafiori, Lewis Skelly, who got a massive ovation when he was announced. Odegaard, Havertz, Dalman, Gyökeres and Solis. About 70% full, I'd say the stadium was. Fair play, good atmosphere. Obviously fans are still just in great spirits after that Premier League title win. Decent turnout from Dortmund. Obviously they're known to be one of the best travelling sets of fans in Europe. And they got a few boos from the Arsenal fans near us. We weren't too far from that section. But yeah, obviously pre-season friendly, it was never going to get too heated. There was one challenge where an Arsenal fan was shouting at the ref to send off a Dortmund player, and I was thinking, not only is it not a red, like, the ref doesn't want to send him off in a friendly, does he? Like by the end, it was, I think, 11 completely different players to the starting 11, as you would expect in a game like this. O'Neill looked pretty tidy on the ball, so credit to him. And yeah, as I've already said, you know, there was some really incisive passing, some great moves from Arsenal. I felt like a lot of the time they were picking out Gyökeres a little too wide, or in a decent position, but he wasn't aggressive enough, trying to get more central or close in on goal. He would sort of ponder and then turn away or make the wrong choice. Yeah, which is, I think, probably quite a familiar sight for Arsenal fans. How do you think Arsenal are going to do this season? We've got our Premier League predictions coming soon, or they might even be out at the time that you're watching this. So I'll give a slight spoiler anyway. I've tentatively picked Arsenal to win the league. Greg has not. I asked Joel. Joel was not overly confident in Arsenal, but he also highlighted how City, Liverpool have new managers, Chelsea as well, and United haven't necessarily invested under Carrick. So it might just be that those teams struggle in transition, like the wider transition they're going through as clubs, not transition on the pitch, and the Arsenal benefit from that. But the one he really wants is obviously the Champions League, which I fully understand. Clearly fans are still in really good spirits. Nice to see, but look, I'm like that. I'm not a tribalist football fan. Some of you are going to be scoffing. What do you mean it's nice to see? Just my take. Anyway, look, guys, thanks for watching. Like I say, something slightly different. Greg did his Bernabeu tour video, that vlog. Give us a like if you enjoyed it, but comment and let us know if you want to see more stuff like this. Thanks for watching. Like I say, like, subscribe, comment. We're on TikTok, we're on Instagram, we're on Spotify and YouTube, those last two for full episodes. So yeah, follow where you can. Thanks for watching, Scrappers, and I'll see you on another episode soon.